Just got the little whoops on Velocidrone. Yay.
Oh hi. My guys. Hey fellas. Underscore 90 crew underscore 90 crew underscore 90 crew underscore 90 crew.
Oh. Teehee.
8-bit you calm that down right meow. Kidding, continue your shenanigans. Hey. Yo, what's up guys? Hey. Oh hi. Sup gangug. Look at all these little fellas. Excited.
Meow.
Dude, that flooding in Tennessee is crazy.
Yo.
I wonder if Nightwing is still going to talk in his Mr. Rogers chair.
Hey ya Jesse P.
Just a few little guys, am I right, Skydozer?
I licked the like the button, is that cool? Meow.
I'm Nightwing.
What up? It's snowing.
It's now. Reading this. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of In the Loop. Tonight, our guest is Nightwing, FPV. He is an established tinywhoop racer. He is a right-hand man over there at tinywhoop.com. May have packed your order. May have clapped them cheeks on the racetrack. Either way, we're going to dive into his life tonight. We, just like any other In the Loop, we're not going to be interacting with chat too much until probably closer to the end of stream. If you have questions for him, we can take them, have them pop up on the screen, something like this. So save your questions for the end, please. We will get to them for sure. Otherwise, we're going to have alerts off. Everything else will be off, just to respect
I need y'all to start using your vocals, because your vocal asses, because I need your vocal moisture level to be at a 90% or higher.
So that will be the last alert for the night. I'm going to hop over to the Discord. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to check out Nightwing's YouTube channel. That is down below in the description. Other than that, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you in the loop. Gentlemen, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Are we here?
Oh, hello.
We're here.
Are we on?
For now.
Is everyone in attendance?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
All right. OG's having some technical difficulties, so hopefully we're all good.
Hopefully. We should be good.
Well, hey, bud. Thanks for coming on.
Hey. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course, dude. I'm glad that you said yes. You're a interesting character that I have wanted to learn more about. And the 2 times that I've met you in real life, we were not in the right mind state, I don't believe, to have these kind of conversations. So
I'd say so. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
glad to have it now. Yeah, I'm sorry, OG. If you wanted to say, I don't want to hog all the talk time here in the beginning.
Oh, no, you're good. No, I've been very much looking forward to this episode. I've been to a few races with you, and we've kicked it some, especially at the New York race last year. So I was very, very excited to get you on and find out
dude, that was
more
a ton of
about
fun.
the man behind the pilot name.
Totally.
Speaking of New York, are you going again next year?
I am going. Yeah. Jace
yes.
helped me secure a ticket.
Absolutely, dude.
And
Hell
so
yeah.
I will be there.
Well, we'll see you there too. I know we're already going for sure.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
hell yeah. Awesome.
All right, man. Well, hey, let's start off with just the basics here. And normally we'll do a little dabbling into your FPV life. Not a whole lot. It's kind of, if the conversation goes that way, it does. But we tend to try to focus more so on your life outside of FPV, a little bit about the man behind the goggles. So do you want to start off, though, just with FPV? Like, when did you start flying? I know it's been a while now that you've been flying.
Yeah, it's been a while. I started when I was living up in Idaho back in 2018, the summer of 2018.
Okay.
Right around June is when I built my first drone. I had been kind of following FPV since like 2014, 2015, but like really off and on, just kind of thinking about it, hoping to be able to do it one day. And then, in the summer of 2018, I was just like, I found this awesome deal on Amazon. I spent, I think it was a total of like $200, and I got goggles, a radio, a drone, and batteries.
Oh, damn.
And I already had the chargers from RC Cars, so I was just like, all right, let's do this. Let's try this.
Just
and then, built my first drone. It was called the LHI 220. I believe it was like a Wizard 220 knockoff.
Okay.
Had the F3 flight controller, a power distribution board, and like individual ESCs. And I at first tried to like use pins to plug it in, and like that just did not work at all. So I had to like figure out how to rip out all those pins and unsolder that whole mess, and then just direct solder the wires on. And then that took me about a week to build. And after that, I test hovered it right outside, and then instantly was like, all right, it works. Like, it doesn't freak out. So I just took it straight to the park. I went to this massive soccer field right near my house and did this huge loop around the field and was like, okay, this feels just like the sim. Like, I think I got this.
Yeah.
Went out into the middle of the field and just tried to do a big power loop, and I didn't come off the throttle at all, and just came up to the top and spiked it into the ground so hard.
Yeah.
Literally snapped the top plate and the bottom plate clean in half.
Oh, Lord.
And like something smoked, and I was like, well, gotta try again.
Welcome to FPV, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Better to get that
Yeah.
out of the way quick. If you can get that first one out of the way quick and stick with it, then you're set.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
happen
was
eventually.
instantly hooked. As soon as I got it hovering, I was just like, this is so cool, because I'd built like RC cars from kits before, where like you have to construct like all the shocks and the A-arms and every single component, and that's super fun and super satisfying when you get like an actual working vehicle out of it. But then being able to actually create something that flew was just like, oh my god, I was so hooked.
Adding a whole other dimension into what you're controlling.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Dude, I feel like a wizard.
Just that different perspective is like, I always forget that sometimes, like while I'm flying now. It's just like
I'm up in the
just
air.
so used to seeing from like up above now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
That's so cool, because it was such a foreign feeling at first, and now it's just like you get nice and comfy with it eventually.
exactly. Yeah.
Something about it.
That's like I busted
an
out my old
extension.
all-wheel drive drift car.
Oh, sweet.
Last week, and I was just driving around my court, and I was like, God, this is cool, but like after FPV, it's like nothing else really comes close.
Yeah.
I know, right?
How do you get higher than that?
Yeah.
So you mentioned you were in Idaho at the time. So are you not originally from Colorado then?
Technically, no. I grew up and like spent like all my younger years in Colorado, but I was actually adopted from South Korea.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Yeah, and so I came to Colorado when I was 9 months old, and then lived here ever since. And
Okay,
then,
sweet.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Also, to follow up on that, how old are you? I have no
I am
idea.
28. I'm actually almost 29. Turned 29 on October 11th.
Oh,
cool.
okay. Well,
All right.
happy early
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man.
Well,
Hell
we're
yeah.
gonna make sure to tag the shit out of you in the Discord when it is your birthday. We'll put
Absolutely.
a bunch of silly
Cool,
gifts
cool.
and stuff in your mentions. Okay, so that's actually the last guy that I worked for, like the last job that I had that wasn't this. He's the same thing. He was adopted from South Korea, and that's
cool.
He started a business here, and I worked for him for a while. Awesome dude though. What?
No. Go ahead. I was clearing my throat.
Oh, okay. ESPN, I was gonna say you know who I'm talking about though. That was Ben.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, you know who I'm talking about. All right. Okay. Yep. So, what got you into, like, as far as like in Colorado, what got you into like the tiny whoop scene? Because you said you started off with, it sounded more so like a mini quad that you started off with.
Yeah, so I was definitely instantly hooked on 5-inch. And
phrasing.
It honestly didn't take 5-inch freestyle. But it didn't take me actually that long before I found tiny whoops. And my first tiny whoop, actually, I have it right here. It's a newbie drone hummingbird,
nice.
V1 with the brush motor and everything. And
that's still in good shape.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, no, I thought she was gonna fly. She doesn't fly anymore. I plugged it in recently and was bummed, but yeah, still got it.
So how did you discover tiny whoops at such an early point in FPV history though? Like they were really few and far between then, right?
Yeah, it was because of Mr. Steele and Ladrib, actually. I forget which video I saw first, but one video, Mr. Steele was just like, "Oh yeah, you got to fly these things in acro mode," and he was like doing front flips over his balcony.
Right? Yeah.
His house.
I've seen that one, right?
With the brush motor.
Yeah.
And everything, and I was just like, okay, that looks sweet. And I've always wanted to like put FPV on a car. I still kind of have yet to do that. I've done it a little bit, but yeah. And so when I first got the tiny whoop, I was just like loving just skimming across the hardwood floor and just like shooting underneath the tables and everything and just kind of drifting around like I was driving a car. But yeah. And then it was pretty fun, like just kind of riding in the ground effect, but never really got hooked onto it until I moved out to California. And out in California is when I started racing, and then everyone was just like, "Oh, you love racing? Like in the wintertime, you gotta fly these tiny whoops." And I was just like, "Oh, I've flown them before. Like they're all right, you know." Yeah. He's like, "Oh, but you haven't flown the brushless tiny whoops yet." And I was like, "All right, I'll give that a go." And then I was just like, just blown away. I was just like, "Holy shit,
new world.
This is legit." Yeah, like this, they actually can move around and they're so fast. It's so much fun.
Yeah, very agile compared to brushed.
Right?
Like flying through gravy with brushed.
Exactly.
Yeah. That
and
first
just
initial
infinite
switch.
prop wash until you hit the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, it was just the wobbles.
Trying to do like a flip inside of your house, you got to punch up to the ceiling and then
you got to time it just right.
Yeah.
So where were you at in California?
I was actually working at North Star at North Lake Tahoe and living. So when I first moved out there, I was actually living in the Reno area and just commuting over. Reno's actually super close to Tahoe, if people don't know. But and then eventually I got a house north of Truckee in a super small town called Portola. And yeah, that's where I was living in California.
Okay. So when and why did you end up back in Colorado from there?
So I was actually dating a girl, and we were together.
Ain't that how it always happens, man?
Yeah, right. And we were together for a really long time, off and on since high school. And then we actually bought a house together out in California, and everything kind of fell apart out there. And
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, but came back here, and as soon as I moved back to Colorado, I was just like, I can't live in Boulder because there are too many memories. Like, I always find myself getting in these like weird emotional ruts where I just, like get stuck in a path and like, I don't know. Yeah. So I was like, can't live in Boulder. I'm going to move outside of Boulder County, and Larimer County, where I'm in now, is where Loveland is. And so moved up to Loveland, and at first I found Loveland, or I chose Loveland just because the other guys, TOG, is a multi-GP chapter out here, and they race in Longmont, which is literally 25 minutes south of my house. And then FOCO FPV races up in a town called LaPorte, just outside of Fort Collins. which is also 25 minutes away from my house. So it was like the perfect dead center of 2 fields. And so when I first moved out here, TOG was still racing down in Longmont, and I was able to race 2 days a weekend, and we were racing tinywhoop, and so it's just
I'm so jealous.
fly.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous of being able to pick my home based on where there is to fly around me. That's so dope.
There's spots to fly.
Yeah.
Didn't Jesse tell us like a very similar story? Doesn't Jesse have a very similar story about a girl?
Yes, when he moved to the East Coast.
I thought he moved to the West Coast for that.
No, I thought it was the East Coast that he moved, because he's the West Coast is
that
where he
dude
did
was
all
everywhere.
of his
So
hitchhiking.
I can't keep track of him. He's all over the place.
He's been around.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So speaking of, how did you end up hooking up with him? Because you work at tinywhoop now, right?
I do, yes. So it's weird. I was ordering parts. It was like Race Gal, the first Race Gal. And I was just buying parts from Jesse like every week or whatever, or pretty often. Yeah. And I was just like kept getting all these packages. It was like, this is shipping from Loveland to Loveland and taking like a day and a half, 2 days to get here. Like, And so I just emailed the orders at tinywhoop and was just like, is there a way I can just come in and pick this up? I live literally like 2 miles away from you. Like, and so as soon as Jesse found that out, he was just, like, I went in and met him, and he just sold me on the job instantly. And he tells me that he was trying to sell me as hard as he could. And he's just like,
he's a hell of a salesman.
Oh yeah, and he just like took me in, just like showed me his entire Whoop museum,
of
and
course.
was just like, oh yeah, these are all the old tiny Whoops and blah blah blah, and like then these are the new products that you can't really tell anybody about, but I'm gonna tell you about, just blah blah blah, you know. And so it's just like, okay, I kind of get like an inside scoop, and then I was just like, all right, I need a job anyways, and so it was kind of just a match made in heaven.
So what were you doing before you went to work for Jesse?
So before I was working at North Star, and then when I moved back, actually, I was unemployed and just kind of swimming, like trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I had really no idea what I was going to do. And so then meeting Jesse was honestly a blessing. Like, it was really, really awesome that he kind of just showed up in my life right then. So.
Yeah, kind of opened up a path for you, something to do.
Absolutely, yeah. And gave my life purpose again, because like, I don't know, it had been like a little over a year that I hadn't worked. Yeah. And after about 2 months of not working, for me at least, like I lose my mind. I go completely crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like trying to figure out what to do. And then everything that I do during the day doesn't seem like it's productive, but it wasn't that productive. And so it's just constantly like spiraling and trying to like find new things. Like, yeah. So
yeah. Gotta have that purpose.
Absolutely.
Gotta have that purpose.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, I'm glad you found it. It sounds like you found it in a lot of things.
Totally.
Within the hobby and found Jesse within the hobby as well, which is nice.
And now you guys are doing the newer videos on the tinywhoop channel, which
I know
great. We've been good.
It's so awesome because like we've been talking about creating videos and making content ever since, like, before I started working there. He was just like, oh yeah, I used to make all these videos, and now I just like promote the store, and that's how the store was so productive in the past.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. No, I'm
awesome.
super
It's
excited
really awesome
to see the tinywhoop channel putting content out again. I told Jesse the same thing, and I'll tell you guys that any help that we can offer, please let us know.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That's one of those channels that I want to see grow more than anything, you know?
Sweet.
That's like the method.
That's awesome.
We need to do
yeah, no.
Is Custom coming out to New York as well? Do you know?
I don't know about that.
You just ask him?
Not sure.
Isn't he sitting over there?
He's in the room behind me, actually, right behind this wall.
I thought I saw in the chat earlier say he was right across.
Yeah.
We need to do a giant
hopefully.
New York collaboration.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. Although it's always super busy whenever I meet anybody at a race.
Oh, yeah.
I always have all these great ideas, like, oh, we'll do all this fun shit, and then it's like, nah, everybody's way too busy. I can barely grab people for like a 30-second interview. So
I was gonna say, at least you actually filmed and everything. I've went to every race with intentions of filming and doing a vlog, and like I'll film a little bit. I either film like wind up being like, screw it, I just want to hang out, or I film way too much. I just leave the camera rolling the whole time, and then I have just hours of footage to go through.
That you're never gonna go through.
Yeah. I've still got footage from my very first Whooptopia, very first race I ever went to.
Damn, hell yeah.
So outside of FPV, what other hobbies would you keep yourself busy with like nowadays? Do you have any other besides FPV, like a big one?
The main hobby that I have right now outside of FPV is probably camping. Just getting outside, four-wheeling, off-roading.
Okay.
It's been so much fun.
Just enjoying the wildlands out there.
Enjoying the wildlands.
Yeah. I saw you got you got a Toyota pickup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
2019.
I did some stuff.
And hell yeah. Yeah, and my dog Denali and I, we just go out and camp, and sometimes it's been so nice having that set up because I can just after work even I can just leave and just go drive out anywhere and just set up the tent and
just
hang out for the night. And exactly. Yeah. And it's just been super nice. Like every once in a while I really do need to just get out into nature and just like kind of take a break from everything, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's unplug a little bit.
Very helpful. Yep.
Yeah, shut the brain off. It's a very useful thing to do.
Yeah.
Not enough of us do it anymore. We're always so goddamn busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no, that's great that you get that time to yourself to be able to do that. So before that, though, as I said, I was doing some digging, and you were into you were pretty deep into skiing. It seems at one point.
Oh yeah, no, skiing was what I lived and breathed for a long time. In high school, I was always like not the best at school. I was a solid C student in school, you know.
Yeah.
Got by.
Right down the middle.
And then exactly, yeah. I'm not trying to impress anyone.
Exactly,
with my
right. I feel you.
You know?
Like, just getting by.
Yeah.
And so my senior, I think it was junior year, my buddy Jason and I, he was the snowboarder that I converted to skiing, and he was just like, oh my God, skiing is amazing. And then we both just like grew as skiers together and just pushed each other. And like he had a trampoline up at his house, and so every single night we would like go over to his place and just bounce on the trampoline until dark, and then hang out and whatever, and then go ski on the weekends. Yeah. Practice that air awareness.
Okay,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was about to ask. Because that was another thing I saw. I included some clips of it in the intro, so Chad has seen it now as well. But there was some video of you flipping and flopping around on some trampolines as well.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Like doing some wall flips and shit. It was pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was when I worked at Woodward. So right after high school.
Shit. That's what I was getting ready to get to it. I was like, how has he not mentioned Woodward yet? Because I found it. Digging through your old stuff, I found it, but I was like, I guess he's not going to bring it up. Okay, yeah. So when you you were there for a little bit at Woodward.
I was there for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
Because I also found an article that had mentioned you in it, and I think you had been helping teach the person.
Mm-hmm.
The person who wrote the article.
Yeah. I forget his name, but he came through one time and was just like, I'm trying to do a news article about Woodward, and just kind of took him through the whole basic intro lesson. Yeah. Where you just kind of run through the whole like safety course and crash course of the whole barn. Then he had
high praises for you. It sounded like. From what he wrote.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was probably one of the best coaches there at the time. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I see that. You got that welcoming personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, dude's got some skill too.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Some of the shit he was doing was pretty wild.
And my favorite part about that job was just working with the kids, because like we had this group called Park Rats that would come and ski with us every Sunday, and they would ski with us. I think it was like 10 weekends throughout the whole year. But you really get to like know these kids and meet these kids, and then just watch them grow and everything. And like at the end of one of the years, this one kid, Cooper, his dad came up to me and was just like, thank you so much. I don't know what you did, but like Cooper just was so excited to go to Park Rats every single weekend, and then like was showing off his videos to his friends in school, and like just started gaining so much confidence. And like I was just,
oh, that's great,
like,
man.
That was the best paycheck I ever got.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, that's a really cool feeling.
It was just, it was so great.
Very rewarding, I'm sure.
Exactly, yeah. And so that's why, like, I don't know, I really love coaching and like everything around that, because especially coaching skiing for me, like I taught it as like I'm teaching skiing, but you can apply all these things that I'm teaching you to every single aspect of your life. you know? And so you can take like, oh, you're struggling with doing this trick. That could be the same thing as like you're struggling with a relationship with your family or friends or whatever. And like, you can think about it in different ways and go about it in different ways. And just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like tackling a problem.
Exactly.
Persevering.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I like that. So why leave Woodward? What was the
Woodward? So I used to have this boss, who was just the best man ever. And he ended up moving on to greater and better things and got replaced with this I don't know, super corporate focused, like money.
Yeah, ruined.
And, he actually fired the boss who hired me up in Idaho because he was just like, you're overqualified for this job. Like, we don't need you. Like, because he had all these different ski certifications and like first aid certifications. And I'm just like, we really need a person like this at Woodward who can really like actually teach skiing. And like, if shit hits the fan, like, he can actually help.
Yeah,
like, he knows
covered.
what to do.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah, it seems like an asset you wouldn't want to get rid of.
Get him out. We can hire a fucking teenager and pay him minimum wage. And that was the other thing too, is Woodward was such a sought after position that like, as soon as they fired us, they had like 20 people applying instantly trying to fill that position. So it's just like, okay, whatever.
So when you left Woodward, how much longer were you still skiing then?
A while, actually. That was kind of like the midway point. And then I moved up to Idaho and lived up in Idaho, I think it was for 3.5 years again, and worked for the Sun Valley Ski Education Foundation. And that's where, like, I feel like Idaho is where I really became me as a person, really found myself. Because that was the first time I ever lived alone. And that was the first time I ever lived like outside of the Colorado.
Yeah.
So it was just like completely new experience. The only friend that I had was my boss, who was like 20 years older than me. And so like, and he had a family. And so it's just like, we didn't really hang out. Like we would get a beer after work or whatever. Then he would be like, all right, gotta go home.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So for the first couple months, it was really hard to meet people. But then I started opening up to, just everybody in general. Like I really had to teach myself how to just be friendly and talk to anyone.
I was going to say you're very charismatic and very easy to talk to in person now, especially in person.
Yeah, thank you. Took a long time. Yeah, well, for sure.
You did a fantastic job at it. I wouldn't been able to tell that you were nervous or antisocial at any point.
It was hard for like the first little bit, just like first moving out to Idaho. But then I met my friend Wyatt, who we're still friends. We still talk. We still ski every once in a while. And
Wyatt's got to be crazy on the skis, huh?
Oh, he's insane.
I was gonna say you can't be named Wyatt and like be like a normal, relaxed dude. You kind of got to be like over the top or whatever.
You got to be gnarly. You got to be gnarly.
He's crazy.
Okay, yeah.
Have you ever went out with Dr. Ride? I know he's big into snowboarding.
I actually never went. That's funny, really funny story. So Dr. Ride actually owned a skate shop in Leadville, in the town that I used to live in when I worked at Woodward.
Oh, no shit.
My only days off were fucking Wednesdays, and his shop was fucking closed on Wednesdays. And I was just like, God damn it, why can't I ever go into this shop? Like, so we were like so close to meeting each other and just never, just never met. It was so funny.
That's so wild. That's so wild. Some of the small world stuff. Me and Heads were just talking about that with another situation. Some of the small world instances are just insane.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's true. Some of them are a little freaky.
Yeah.
So,
a little bit.
Excuse me. So, when did you stop, and / why did you stop skiing so much?
Skiing? Honestly, drones. Like I
took up too much of your time.
I was working. It kind of, but then also I just started meeting so many friends in the industry and the community, and was just like, I had already started like kind of progressing my way out of skiing. I still ski like a lot. I still love to do it, but just definitely nowhere near as much. And I don't know if I'll ever get back to that level. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of it was honestly the parents, like of the kids that I was coaching.
Yeah.
Because like there were so many kids that were awesome skiers, but like they just wanted to be there and hang out with their friends, and just be there for the social experience. And their parents would come up to me and be like, why the fuck are my kids not doing dub cork 10s on the snow and blah, blah, blah. And just like, they should be doing this. Like, I see his friends doing all this shit. And it's just like, well, he doesn't want to do that. And I'm pretty sure if I made him, he would die. Yeah. So like, I'm not going to push him. Like,
so it's like,
and then they would just get pissed at me. And it's just like, I'm sorry, your kid's not going to be a fucking Olympic athlete. Like,
yeah, right. It's just
like,
not his
sometimes
calling.
it's just not in the cards, man. Like, I hate to break it to you, but
no, but you got to be real. Oh man, well that's unfortunate. So, so I guess it's not as exciting FPV as skiing as far as physically. It's more of like a mental excitement because you're really sitting still for a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So how was that though? Transitioning from like using a lot of physical energy in your hobby to like very little.
It honestly, now that I think about it, there was also like, so I've been injured a lot from skiing. I've torn both my ACLs, dislocated my shoulder. I don't know how many times.
Jesus.
Broke my collarbone like 3 times. And so I've spent a lot of time sitting down. And like when I was rehabbing from my right ACL injury, I tore that in the season of 2017, 2018. And so that was pretty much when I was just like, got really into RC cars, got really into video games, and was just like, all right, it's time. Drones are right now. Yeah.
Were you on console when you were playing games?
No, my buddy Wyatt actually, when I tore my ACL, my buddy Wyatt actually built me my first gaming PC.
Wyatt with the hookup as always.
Dude, Wyatt's the man, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
He like went to school for a little bit for like some sort of software. I don't know. He's a nerd too. That's another reason why we got along so well.
Yeah.
Does he fly?
Yeah. He doesn't. I've tried to get him to fly, but he's just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I know.
Could have brought him over.
But, yeah.
It's okay. It's not over yet. There's still time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Always time.
All right, sorry.
But
adjusting things. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
So what you said you got really into video games. What games were you playing at the time?
A lot of League of Legends, some Fortnite, some...
That's probably around the same time that me and you were playing Fortnite heads. 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah. Got the John Wick skin from, like, I think it was season 1, maybe? Season 2? I forget what, but yeah.
The John Wick one from the minigame?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember. Anyways, we're not going to go off on Fortnite.
No, that's all good. I think we lost OG.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, we did. Hang on. It's going to boot him. Dude. This will be fun. This is going to be the theme of tonight's episode, folks. Will OG be able to get unfrozen? He's off to the nether realm. I'm going to wait for him to disconnect. Hang on.
No, you're good.
Oh, man. So when you said you were 9 months old when you were adopted, is that what you said? 9 months old. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Where's your adopted family?
They're in the world, maybe. Hopefully,
just not in contact.
I have zero contact with them. Don't know who they are, but
no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Your adopted family? You don't know?
Yeah, I have no idea really, because apparently my birth mom and dad were not together, like they weren't married.
Yeah.
And back in the mid '90s, it was like actually dangerous for a female to try and raise a child by herself. So she put me up for adoption and gave me a better life. So
yeah. So that's what I was asking is like who picked you up? Like who adopted you?
Oh, that was my dad and mom are in Boulder.
Okay, so. That's what I was asking about. I'm sorry, your adopted family.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, not my biological.
My bad.
No. Yeah, no. So my dad, he still lives down in Boulder.
Hang on, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You can keep going. I'm just going to adjust some screens.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he lives down in Boulder, where I grew up, and he actually retired a couple years ago, and now he's just traveling the world. Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
He just got back. Actually, he did I think it was like a 2-week tour of Mont Blanc, out in France.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, where the hell is that?
Yeah, he was like hiking. I think it was 5,000 vertical feet some days. Like he was before the trip. He was
crazy.
like, I'm really worried. Like I'm almost 70 years old. Like I don't know if I'll be able to do this. And he's just like,
but handled it like a
good
champ.
luck, Dad. Like, yeah. I mean, he's been really active ever since he retired, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's always wanted to do.
When they slow down too, like when you retire, if you slow down, man, that's when death comes knocking for you.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You got to stay moving, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have to. I'm gonna do like some half-assed framing of our cameras here until OG gets back. That'll work. There we go.
Yeah, no worries.
You're half under OG's name and half under yours, but they'll figure it out.
I think they can figure it out.
Yeah, you and OG don't
Custom
look that
actually
much alike.
just printed this awesome logo for me.
I was gonna say I was gonna get to that eventually. It looked CNC'd for a minute. Is it 3D printed?
It's 3D printed on one of his bamboos. It's
crap.
And it turned out amazing.
Yeah, dude, it looks sharp. Is it so it's just all in a bunch of like pieces and it was glued together?
No, actually, well, so it got split right here, right on the W, and then he's printed this piece and this piece, but it actually can like change colors in the printer. Got one of the fancy ones.
Oh,
so,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
damn.
That's how he prints all those like multicolored fleet boxes and everything.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. All right, we got that. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're on like a half-ass screen for now. So what did as far as in the your parents, your family now? What, do you have siblings?
I do. Yeah. So I'm actually the middle child. My sister, she is fairly just like physically disabled, so she still lives at home.
Okay.
And then my brother, he actually bought a farm last year with his friends.
That's awesome.
And now he's like an organic farmer outside of Boulder. And it's hilarious. He'll come over every once in a while and just bring like all this fresh fruit and vegetables, and
that's
it's
so
awesome.
Random. Yeah, that's awesome though.
But it kind of like, I don't know, it was weird. He went to San Luis Obispo out in Cal Poly, and he studied what was it? Earth and soil science. So it kind of makes sense that he would go into farming. And like it was just the most random thing. I was just like, Sam has never been into growing like plants or never really had a green thumb as far as I could tell. And then all of a sudden now he's a farmer.
So. I'm a farmer now, yeah. Okay.
Right? Yeah, Farmer
cool,
Sam.
Yeah. That's awesome. And he's back.
Oh,
hello, welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
You okay?
Tonight, yes.
That's all right. I took the time to set up. We have an oh shit screen just in case you get disconnected again.
Okay.
So we're all good.
It's crazy. Literally never. I swear this never happened to you before.
This never happens. Well, welcome back.
Yes.
We
usually last longer than this. That's all I'm
saying. We were just talking a little bit about his adopted family.
Okay.
And what they do, and he was saying that his brother bought a farm recently and is an organic farmer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right outside of Boulder,
which
just
is
north.
Pretty wicked and random.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
It's so random. And like, yeah, so a couple years ago when he first bought the farm, we had like one of the heaviest rain seasons ever, and like he was constantly worried about like flooding on the farm and just like everything drowning. And then the year after, it was just like completely dry, and he was just like, "Oh, now we don't have enough water." And this year it's been fairly decent, but yeah, like so he's like, I think it was just kind of a up down, and it'll even itself out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hopefully it works out good for him. I can't imagine
how stressful.
I was gonna say, I imagine it's got to be a stressful endeavor.
Oh yeah, and especially out here with the random climate change or weather change out here.
Oh like,
it can drop. Like it can freeze overnight. It can be like 80 degrees one day
while I was there.
Freezing.
That's
right.
There. It was like 68 one day. It was like 30 the next.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember looking at the weather for out there before the Tiny Whoop opened, and I was like, oh. I almost don't even feel bad that I can't go because this seems miserable weather.
Bro, yeah, it was just wet and rainy the whole time I was there.
That's how it was in New York too.
That's true. Yeah, true. So just real quick, while we were talking about your siblings, are they adopted as well?
No, they're biological.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's neat, dude. Well, I'm glad that you got a situation like that.
Yeah, me too.
It's a very lucky thing to have happen. So that's
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, actually, I have two cousins that were adopted from South Korea, but they were
cool.
a brother and a sister. They were both adopted by my aunt and uncle. But
that's
I
cool.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep. Yeah, we used to be really. I used to be really close with the older one, my cousin Allison, and we got into a real big debate one time. Where I was swearing up and down that we were blood related. I'm like, we are. I'm like, your dad's mom and my grandmother were sisters. That means that we somewhere down the line share blood. And she just let me keep going, and then she was like, "You remember I'm adopted, right?"
Oh, you can trace back. It'll go back.
Yeah,
eventually.
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 Way back in the old country.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Anyways, enough about that.
Yes. Moving on.
I had another question about your history. I had a whole bunch of them. I should have wrote them down earlier because I went digging through your social media.
Totally.
And I found all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do two things at once.
You're good.
Okay. Well, while he's looking at that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Don't wait on me.
Just real quick a quick dip back into FPV. Did you fly for DRL at one point?
No, never.
Okay, I don't remember why. I feel like the first time that I met you, somebody had said. I thought I could have sworn that somebody had said you used to race for DRL, but I.
No, it was a dream of mine. I wanted to, but never did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you still race 5-inch quads or larger stuff?
I do. This year was super hard just because TOG lost its field and actually Fort Collins lost their field. And then we just got the field back, actually. It was kind of a crazy story. The owner sold it, and then the new people that bought it, Slippy, our race director, went and talked to them and was just pleaded his case. And they were like, oh, yeah, come on by. Like, Sundays, cool.
Nice.
Like, so, it was awesome. We got the track back. So I did a little bit of 5-inch racing. The only 5-inch racing I really did this year, though, was out at West Coast Throwdown and other, like, bigger drone events.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you do quite a bit of traveling for this.
I do, yeah. I love to travel. That's like, I feel like I've never really found my home. Yeah. I don't know. Like
nomad.
Yeah. I love, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like, seems like Jesse.
I like exploring.
That's why
you guys seem like kindred spirits. You and Jesse.
Right, yeah.
You guys got a lot in common. You're both like freakishly tall. You guys both like to travel. Both like tiny whoops. There's a lot of similarities there. Maybe you guys are related. Like OG and his
You never
cousin.
know.
Yeah. There you go.
You guys can be blood.
There's some shared blood in there somewhere. Yeah.
All right. Well, so do you think you're going to try to get back into the 5-inch racing, or are you just going to focus more in on tiny whoops?
Right now, I'm definitely going to focus more on tiny whoops just because the season's changing. But
oh yeah, it's true. I guess
I definitely want to get back into 5-inch again because I don't know. I've actually recently started doing more 5-inch freestyle, which is where I came from, back to the roots, and it's been it's been so much fun. I don't know if you guys know Dayward, Cody Mitchell. He's got this channel called Ill Behavior FPV.
Yeah. I think
he started just posting like these hilarious videos. Yeah, you must have met him. I'm sure you met him.
Didn't he get the space in Colorado?
He did. Yeah.
I met him.
At the elementary school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Super cool. Went out freestyling with him a couple times. And recently got an 03. So that's just
nice.
So nice.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah.
I've been trying out a little Cinewhoop from Beta FPV, the Pavo 20 Pro, and that's got an 03 in it. It's really nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Is that your first 03?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've flown 03s before, but it's the same camera. I've just been transferring it from different.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just moving it through builds.
Totally. Yep.
Not about to buy a second one. Crazy. Well, that's cool.
Price
so
coming down though.
Yeah. Well, if we can still get them here, we'll see.
Yeah.
So what is it that you that draws you to traveling so much, do you think? Like, traveling because I fucking hate traveling. I hate packing up all my shit. I hate sleeping in a bed that's not mine. What makes you like traveling so much for the Whoop stuff? Like, what's like the big draw for you? Is it the competition or is it the camaraderie? Is it you prefer the?
I think it's the friends. It's the community. It's the people.
The afterlife,
it's like,
or the after party.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the after party. Everything. Like, it's just
the nightlife is pretty fun.
Such a good time. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite part of any event. Is just the after party.
Yeah, Colorado was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Was nuts, dude. That was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
Next time, OG's frozen again.
Oh no!
Go ahead and swap to this screen now before he gets. Oh wait, no, it won't work. I gotta wait till he disconnects. God dang it, dude. So I have a question then, and you don't have to answer this. I guess it could be a bit personal.
Shoot.
What? How is it that you're traveling so much? That's expensive.
It is expensive.
Is it just because you're by yourself? You live by yourself, kind of thing, and.
I feel pretty lucky. I never went to college, and my grandfather, before he passed, like set up this crazy college fund. And when I turned 25, I got access to it, and that's how I bought my first place out in California.
Oh, okay.
And then so it was just kind of got lucky, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's good. It sounds like you're doing good things with it, at least.
I'm trying. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, yeah. That's hard to handle, man.
Yeah.
I've had not the exact situation, obviously, but similar in my life.
Yeah.
And it's when you go from nothing to a lot, it's hard to kind of figure out what to do with all of it. And
absolutely.
What's a good move and what's not, and all that. So yeah, I feel you there.
But yeah.
Bro, OG is gonna.
I don't know. Traveling for me has just been. Like, I don't know, just I really like not only just seeing the like people and hanging out at the after parties and everything, but also just like I really like driving. And like I used to drive to like all of the races.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my truck's starting to get some miles get up there on the miles, so I've been flying more.
So you got a 2019, right?
Yeah.
Well, how many miles do you have on?
146,000 miles on there already.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's getting up there.
I was gonna say I have a 2018, and I think I got like 50,000 on it. God dang, dude.
Yeah, she's getting worked out.
Yeah, definitely.
She's getting her use for sure.
No, that's good.
But yeah, so I've been definitely flying more recently. But I don't know. There's something about just driving. Like I think it was the living up in Idaho where I fell in love with driving, because I would. For the first couple months when I didn't really have many friends, I was actually driving back to Colorado like once a month to hang out with my dad and friends for just like a weekend or whatever. And then
how far of a drive is that?
It was 10.5 hours. I could do it in like 10.5 hours.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
And you just do that straight through?
Oh yeah.
Damn,
always.
Bro. 10.5
and
hours.
Then, and then, so yeah, I don't know. It was always just like reassuring to me, like making that drive, because I was just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I'm in a different state. Yeah, I'm super far away from my family, but if all else fails, I could just get in the car and drive home and be there in less than a day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And there's something that's much more comforting. Like Head said, I'm very much a homebody. I like sleeping in my own bed. I love traveling for races, but I don't. You know,
right.
A couple times a year is okay. I like being at my house, but when you have your own vehicle there, you can take all your stuff. You don't have to worry about getting stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
I didn't like when me and Heads went up to New York last year. It was the first race that I've ever really been able to drive to like that. And
cool.
Big
God,
race.
it's
we went to the one in
race.
New Jersey together. We drove to that one. I always forget we went there.
I did too until I was looking through videos the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, we did do that.
But yeah, New York was awesome because it was like, oh, you want to bring weed? Just throw it in the car. It's no problem.
Yep.
Like, you know,
right?
you just drive it there. It's not like going to Colorado where you're like, I gotta go to the fucking airport and they're gonna dig through my bag. They threw my screwdriver out, bro. I've had that screwdriver since I was like 19, and they threw it out, dude. I was so mad.
No, let me mail it home to myself.
Yeah, bro. I was so upset. It didn't even have a sharp end on it. It was so embarrassing. I felt so bad.
That's crazy because I've flown with my screwdriver every time I've flown and never had an issue.
It was just
no way.
It was
with this one right here.
Well, see, because you got
every trip.
You got.
Oh,
you
okay.
Got
Well, that one's kind of like short.
Yeah, so
like,
you got a short screwdriver. See, I was packing heat.
Man.
I was packing heat. I had.
You got one of these ones.
I had the pinpoint on
man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, no, it ain't the size. It's how you use it. Look, my shit extends. Don't judge it when it's soft. It's a grower, man.
Let me get it ready first. You got to give me a chance to get it ready. No, dude, I had to throw it out. I was so bummed. I've told this story a million times, so I won't tell the whole thing again. But it was just TSA takes it, and it's a screwdriver it's like a long screwdriver that you put bits in the end of.
Oh, okay.
But like the bit was out, so it was just
it's just like a cup.
Yeah, and she was like, "No, you can't." Why not? She's like, "It measures too long. It's not sharp. I couldn't even bruise somebody with that. What the fuck?" But no, it made me throw it out. I bought it when I was 19 when I worked at a body shop. I used to work at Cadillac Body Shop.
Oh, cool.
I bought it when I worked there, and I had to throw it out. I was so mad.
I don't know. Was this flying out from Maryland, or was this coming?
Flying out from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, flying
I was going to say because
flying out of Dulles.
Yeah, the one time that I flew out of Denver Airport, it was like the most chill airport. Like they didn't
Denver
check.
was nothing.
They were in and out.
Denver was easy. Leaving Denver was easy. Getting in was the hard part.
Oh,
in and out. And I had some. I didn't want to take any of the purchases I had made in Colorado back with me, so I left them all there. And then I got home, and I was like, God, that airport was nothing. I talked to somebody else from Colorado. I don't want to name him, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I leave with flour."
Yeah, little did I know, they were flying with all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's I've flown with a lot of.
We don't have to self-incriminate, but like, I had no idea they were so lax about that. But yeah, everybody was like, "Why didn't you just bring some?" It's like they threw my screwdriver out, bro. There was no way I was making it here with weed. There's no shot.
Yeah, I don't have the balls to.
I would have been.
Even though like what are they gonna do? Throw it away? But like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to risk it. Fuck that.
I accidentally brought an entire grinder full of weed down to Mexico when I went down there. Just like I didn't even know it was in my bag.
Oh, you didn't even know?
I didn't even know it was in my bag. Like, it was just like in one of the side pockets, zipped in the suitcase. I was like, oh, that's where it was. It's like, oh shit! Like brought it all the way down here. Like, well, all right.
It's here now.
Oh shit, that's where it was. Traveling on the plane with me.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Oh Lord, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. I know better for next time. Just kidding. TSA. Just kidding. I'm not bringing anything.
No, never.
Didn't hear from me. So you guys have been doing a race there. You have like an invitational race. That's like the Nightwing invitational race, right?
That was the first one ever. Yeah,
it just happened, right?
Kind of. Earlier this year. Yeah.
Was it early? Okay.
In March. When was March? April?
I thought
May?
you had
it was after
May.
birthday. Sorry. It was May.
No, it was May.
All right.
Yeah, it was May.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was before TW.
No. Yeah.
How did that go?
It went really well. We got to fly at the original Alley Cat coffee shop up in Fort Collins, which I don't know if you guys have seen that old coffee cup video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and our idea was to try and like create like the whole like kind of redo that video and make it new, but I don't know. I don't really know what happened. It kind of just got put on the back burner.
Yeah.
We still got a lot of footage from there. Something will probably come out eventually, but it's not really. Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Not really getting rushed.
Do you guys have any other projects you're working on right now? Can you talk about it?
That you can talk about?
Yeah, no, right now.
Is Jesse going to come running into the room and kick you offline and start telling us?
I'm shutting the studio down.
Yeah, no, there's my birthday is 10/11, like I said, and I'm going to actually be driving out to California with Dan and race. Custom. And yeah, so we're going to be, Dan's coming out here for the Street League finals and then going to stay through the week. And then we're going to leave on Tuesday night or Wednesday, not sure yet, and drive straight to Las Vegas. I'm going to go gorilla whoop all around Las Vegas.
Wow, that's going to be a wild trip.
Yeah.
And then we're going to drive all the way up to Chico, California and hang out with Orange Stuff. And then we're going to drive down on Saturday, we're going to drive down, and that's when the race is on the 12th in Sacramento.
Okay.
And Jesse's coming out. He's going to be announcing. We're going to be live streaming it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I'm excited to see it.
And hopefully we're going to be starting this race, or this race will be like the first of the preseason opener Tiny Whoop races.
Okay.
Or, I'm not sure. There's the name. It's a long, complicated name. Jesse's.
Either way,
Jesse's special.
We need more big Whoop events at this time of year. They're all like stacked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're all just like boom, 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 boom.
It's like I just gotta kind of pick one and
exactly, yeah. And Jesse has been talking about like there's all these races, but there's like Arizona and then now New York, but like there's not really so many other areas.
We need some middle America shit, so like more pilots it's more central.
Exactly.
Well, they have the Air Force Museum in Ohio.
There's the Air Force in Ohio, yeah. But then California's Tiny Whoop's like number 2 or number 1. I think they're like tied with Colorado now, but they used to be the number 1 like place where we would ship all of our products. So
where they have
so there's a lot of pilots out in California, and there's no like big race out there. So
I wonder why.
I don't know. I was
I don't really know organization why. Or something.
They have plenty of organization. At least I feel like up in Northern California they do, because they used to have Cali Clash every year, which was like a pretty big 5-inch event set up by Colby Curtola.
Yep. I remember watching videos from that for a while. Yeah.
And
they don't do that anymore?
I don't think they did one this year. But I've been to a couple of them, and it's always so much fun. Such a good track.
Yeah, well, cool. Hopefully they got something. I'd love to see another big thing on the East Coast, too. Maybe a little further south, like southeast. Since we got New York. Maybe something down towards like Florida would be kind of nice. I don't know how many pilots we have in Florida, or maybe.
Well, there's a ton of pilots. There's a ton of 5-inch pilots in Florida.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely tons of 5-inch
pilots. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we can convert them.
Bro, that's so much easier nowadays to do, because like before, like 3-4 years ago when I've talked to a 5-inch pilot, I'd be like, you should fly Tiny Whoops. All of them said the same thing. It's just brushed garbage.
Right. Yeah.
You haven't seen the new ones.
They fly just like a 5-inch.
It said right there on the ad.
Just like a 5-inch.
Right there on the ad, dude. T-Motor said, flies just like a 5-inch. Fucking T-Motor, dude. Do you have anything, any products that you've done, like signature stuff?
I'm working on a motor with Jesse.
Oh,
it'll come out.
Okay.
Actually, 2 motors.
Is there can we share specs or no?
Yeah, I'm going to have a 702 racing motor, and then I'm also making an 802 freestyle motor.
Oh, what do you have any specs on either one?
The 702s, I'm probably going to run 26,500 kV. Okay. And then I've been testing out 24,000 kV on 802s, and it's been a pretty awesome sweet spot for me for between like power and efficiency.
Okay. So, 24,000, interesting.
So for the 26.5, is that what you normally race on your 65s? You race
on my 65s. I've been jumping in between the carbon motors, which are 26,000, and the positronics, which are 27,000. And so it's like, let's just split the difference. And
there you go. There you go.
Because there's some tracks that I fly with the positronics that I'm just like, this is a little too squirrely. And I don't know. I've flown a lot of the 36,000 and 32,000 kV motors and stuff, but they just don't handle the same way at a lower kV. Yeah. Like there's just so much more torque on the low end with a lower kV, and it's just handles a lot better in my opinion.
There are some very loud voices that would disagree with you, but
I'm sure.
I tend to take your opinion on it, considering you race.
Yeah.
I also would like to point out that it is proven that if you just take your drone and slow it down, but fly the same track and push yourself even harder, you'll probably break that time and go faster with a slower drone.
True. Yeah.
Yep.
Slow is fast. Or what does Dan always say?
Slow is smooth.
Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
No, it's
slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Is that what it is? Okay, that's what it is.
It's one of those.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Whatever works for you. I think for your signature motor, it should be whatever KV you'd like it to be.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Pound sand. Well, that's cool. So would you have an ETA on those, or are you guys still working details out?
I think we're actually placing the order for those soon, so they'll come out.
Okay, so soon.
A little bit, hopefully. Yeah. Definitely for like this season. So,
I was gonna say, you're gonna have them ready for your the preseason.
I don't know about the preseason because it's literally in 2 weeks, but yeah, so we'll see. Okay. Probably after that.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. We'll have to each grab a set. You grab a freestyle set, I'll grab a race set, and we'll.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on them. Talk mad shit.
I hope you do.
Nah, man. Are you doing 1 millimeter shaft or 1.5?
1 millimeter shaft. I've honestly never had problems with bending a shaft. I don't know how you guys do it.
No, I haven't either. Yeah. I've never in my life I've broke one shaft clean off.
I've broken shafts.
Yeah, I've broken shafts.
I've never once bent one. Never once bent one myself, personally. And I tell people this all the time, they don't believe me. Never once did it. I only went with 1.5s because so many people were like, that's what I'd want on a motor is a 1.5. So I was like, all right, is what it is. If that's what people want.
It's not what you want, it's the consumer.
It's correct. Yeah.
Gotta give people what they want.
Although I've kind of fallen in love with them. They just look so much tankier. I like having a 1.5
absolutely.
shaft. There's something about it. They just look more, I don't know, more
I feel like it does, I don't know. It probably does grip the prop a little bit better.
Maybe. Yeah, like surface area?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure there's something like minute, very small about like how wide the diameter is on it compared to when it's spinning, or I'm sure there's some science to it. I don't think I'll notice in the air though ever the difference.
Oh yeah.
I could fly a 1 millimeter shaft and a 1.5 and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I did break one shaft that I remember now, and while I was flying, but that was because it got ran over by a train. So you know.
A mini train.
A mini train.
That was just recently.
Oh yeah,
it was. Yeah.
That was the Air 60. Was that the Air 65?
It was the HT0 one.
Was it the HT0?
No, that was the Air 5-in-1. That was 5-in-1.
Was it the
5-in-1?
It was the 5-in-1.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was before the HT0 drop. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I thought, for some reason I thought it was the HT0.
Denali.
Was that?
The HT0 video featured Denali, my dog, when he was running down the street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was dope. I just broke a shaft on our Chain Together video. I broke a shaft on a motor.
You did. You broke a shaft and then a flight controller immediately.
Yes,
after.
and then the flight controller said, "F you." Yeah, it was a diamond.
Yeah.
Damn!
It was due to die.
Diamond.
Yeah, it was due to die. That whole that Chain Together video, the first I don't know how many attempts we did. Probably 20 attempts. We both were flying identical builds. Both had diamond boards in them though.
Wow.
I did my whole the whole flight of mine was all with a diamond board. His broke halfway through, so we had to replace his whoop with a Air 5-in-1.
That diamond's also been in service for
forever.
Yeah,
forever.
It's been solid for a while. But I got the 5-in-1 in that now, so
the 5-in-1
we're all
nice.
Set up. Yeah.
The 5-in-1 is nice. Do you have that in builds too? Are you gonna? Oh, I guess you can't race with it, huh?
You can actually. AK approved it.
They fixed it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He did approve at least the new one. The one version 1.1.
The 4-in-1 and the 5-in-1?
I'm not sure about the 4-in-1, but I know for sure about the 5-in-1.
Okay.
Oh,
because I thought somebody said that the 4-in-1, if you keep the wires short enough with the receiver, it could be lighter than the 5-in-1, I think.
I think it can be. I have no idea though.
I feel like
I haven't really tried to build a 5-in-1 ultralight yet.
I haven't either. I probably won't, to be honest.
Yeah.
just not my thing.
Yeah. Well, damn, I might have to order. Well, I don't know. So, are you planning on racing this season with the 5-in-1, or are you sticking with the crossboard?
I'm sticking with the crossboard, man. Yeah.
It's so solid.
It's just so solid. I know how to build it. I know what to expect out of it. So, yeah, it's just my go-to. And then also the TBS, the Unify Pro 32. I still have a couple of those laying around, and I've just been moving them from build to build to build. I think they're gonna make them again. They should release more of them. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're going to release more of them.
I was going to say they've been dry for a while. I haven't been able to find them.
Yeah, and I think they stopped the Pro Nanos, like the non-32.
Okay. That's probably what
the Happy Model one, the OVX 300. That's a solid VTX too, though.
It is super solid. I don't know. The way the wires line up on my TBS, I can just run the power straight and the smart audio straight, and then the ground down, and it's all just I don't know.
Hey, whatever you got your Yep.
But yeah, the OVX is a great option as well.
I don't mind it. What's your go-to whoop frame besides Fractal Engineering's, obviously?
The Air 65 for sure.
The Air 65, okay.
Yeah.
Do you freestyle 65 too?
I do freestyle 65.
Wait, you're freestyling 65s with 0802s?
Oh yeah.
Old school.
Old school, right?
Taking it old school.
There's something about the like extra weight, like especially when there's a little bit of wind outside and you're trying to just like really glue it to the side of the wall as you dive down it. Like the 802s just lock in on that.
Yep. I know it. I'm a big fan.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a bigger fan of it on a 75, but it wasn't bad on a 65. I remember the days. It was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to try out one of your freestyle builds then. I'm curious now.
Hell yeah.
What 0802s do you use now? Because you don't have 24,000.
No, we don't. I've been using the Zeus Juice most recently.
God,
they're the 25,000s.
Years ago. Those have been out for gold bells, right?
They're old. Yeah. They're old with the circle holes still.
Yeah.
I think I still have a set of those lying around here somewhere.
Yeah, they're heavy for sure, but I don't know. I really like that weight for the slingability. So.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I might have to send you one of my builds too, though, to try.
I'd love that.
I feel like I can convert you to a 75.
I need to figure out. No, I'm sure you can't easily. Like I love 75. I think 75 does fly better than 65 just in general. It's way more stable. It's
way more cinematic.
It just tracks better. I don't know. Yeah. There's something about it. Like it's just a better platform. I don't know.
Yeah. For what it is. Are you doing? Speaking of 75s, are you doing UDL?
I don't have one built right now, but that's not because I'm not doing it. I don't know. I've been mostly focusing on 65.
Okay.
Trying to beat custom.
UDL.
Oh yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's quick.
Is UDL just not something you're super interested in, or it's just not? You'd rather focus on?
I love flying the spec drones, and I love flying slower drones. I find like that type of racing is a lot more intense and
totally
just, like,
different.
Oh yeah.
It's so different, and just
it's nail biting.
There's something so satisfying about just like laying full throttle on the drone the entire time, and just like pre-turning and having something just like white by your face, like
I say it all the time. Spectator wise, that is like the best idea for racing ever.
Oh yeah,
totally.
All of them are so bright and they're slower,
right? And they're so close together, they're just like passing each other.
Oh yeah. The pack footage you get is so nice.
Yeah. That's honestly the only way to really bring in non-FPV people to racing, because open class racing, if you're not into racing or you're not into FPV, open class racing is like.
Even for me, like I still struggle watching 4 screens at the same time. I'm like, okay, that's that guy, that's that guy, that's that guy, that's that guy. Where is everybody on the track?
Yeah. Where are you exactly in time right now?
And like, is you in front of them, or are they a lap ahead? Like, what's going on?
That's why whenever I hear Jesse announcing shit, I'm like, how the fuck is he paying attention to where everybody is?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so and so's out in front, and now so and so's 3 behind him, and they just passed through the same gate, 5 seconds behind each other. Like, how do you keep track of where the fuck I can't tell what's happening, especially because some of you dudes, some of you guys, like in Colorado and in New York especially, the live races I got to be at, when you're live there, it's like forget about it, forget trying to follow it. Like there's no shot, dude. There's so much happening, and like you're trying to like there's all these dudes crowded around a screen trying to watch like 4 small screens and just trying to like, catch a peek. So I came home from New York with all this footage, like never really paying much attention to a race ever.
Oh, okay.
So I come home with all this footage, and I'm like, where the fuck do I start with any of this? I don't remember which race was first. I don't remember who was racing when and like what class they were in. There's just so many moving parts. I definitely am. My hat is off to those who organize these things. People like Bumper who keep track of these fucking things, and Icy who keep track of the brackets and everything. And then you guys being able to just like keep track of where everything is like spatially in the world while you're flying is just nuts. It's really impressive to watch, especially like I said, as a non-racer. It's really impressive to watch.
Yeah.
So are you when you're racing, are you more of a pilot that you're constantly thinking, or are you more of like a turn off your brain, flow with the track?
Flow state.
Yeah, it's kind of 50-50. It's sometimes I definitely get in that flow and I could just like think about whatever and it'll all work out. And then there are other times when I find that I really need to focus and like really think about where I'm looking on the track to like fly the best lines. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of changes, I think. at the bigger races, it's definitely way harder to stay cool under the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can
think during the big races and everything, I'm always thinking about like what I'm doing and like where I don't know. It's weird. Like sometimes I'll try and like listen to everything else that's going around me. Like I'll hear the person next to me start flipping switches.
Yeah.
And I'll slow down a little bit. I'll be like, oh, okay. Sit down. He's chilling. All right. And then I'll hear somebody spotter be like, oh, you're catching him. Go push. And I'm like, oh shit, I slowed down too much.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Might need to lean a little more into this.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know. It's so weird.
Do you like racing with a spotter?
I don't. I don't know, because for every single time I've had a spotter and they've told me something, it's like I already know that. Like I don't need you to tell me what I already know. So like you're just making me rethink that thought again. But I don't know. There are some times where I've gotten myself into a position where it's like, oh, I'm chilling in first, and I get on this pace where I'm like, oh, okay, I think this is a good pace to just like fly the rest of the race with, and somebody's pulling. Somebody's reeling real hard, and I'm not paying attention. And all of a sudden, they blow past me on the second to last gate, and you got no time to fix it. And so, like a spotter then would be super handy. Yeah. But yeah.
I was just digging through the TWO documentary because I was just looking for some footage, for the intro.
Yeah.
You had to do a race off at the end of that one with daylight, right?
I did. Yeah.
Dude, that was intense. Yeah. So I couldn't remember if I knew it was you, but I couldn't remember if it was daylight or not that you went against. For some reason, I thought it was Rec for a second, but it was daylight.
No, it was daylight. Yeah.
What is that like? Because like you're already in a bracket competing against Rab, Daylight, and Rec, which is already like these three are monsters. Like they're super fast pilots.
Absolutely.
So you're in there with them already, but then you have to go back and do a race off against Rab for second place. So it's like you think you're done. You think like this is it. Like okay, I'm done, and then it's like no, you're not. You got another race, and now you're one-on-one.
Got another one. Yeah,
you're head-to-head now.
It was definitely super intense, but I don't know.
Do you think it's easier to do the one-on-ones than it was to do the when it was all four of you out there?
It definitely is. I think it's definitely easier because like I can listen to only one other person pretty much like while I'm flying, and like I can try and hear like, oh, okay, they're flipping their switches. I know that there's nobody else on the track.
Okay. So that makes sense. I'm thinking of it as like if there's four people or there's three people on the track, there's like chaos, and I can kind of like I can like kind of blend in amongst the chaos and kind of move through. And if it's one-on-one, like they know it. I'm the other guy. Like they know that's me.
Exactly.
I was just thinking,
like, as long as you don't see anybody in front of you, you know you're good. And I think I don't know. 1v1s are a lot easier.
Well, that was really impressive. It was really fun. Part of the documentary when it gets to that where
it's always exciting. Hell yeah.
Where you guys had the race off. It was really neat. God, man, yeah. I can't wait to go back again. I think I'm going to try to go to TWO next year as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just nice. It was too much fun, man. Like, New York was a blast, but I thought New York was it. I thought that was, like, the tits. And then I went to Colorado, and I was like, whoa! Like, minus it being way colder, like, this was fucking awesome. Like, this is so much more, I don't know, there were so many more moving parts, I guess, in TWO. The track alone, like, the track was, like, just a complete
The track was nuts.
Crazy. Just a masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was definitely a Tiny Whoop masterpiece.
Right. Yeah.
For sure. It screamed Tiny Whoop.
Plus the Whoop House experience. I mean, the being all at the hotel, having everything right there was super cool. That was a really
in New York,
experience.
Yeah, it was.
But the Whoop House experience is a totally different.
Yeah, that was really different too. Was in New York, you go back to your room after the night's over. Like if you're hanging out, you're out in like a parking lot. Like you're out in front of the hotel getting yelled at by the staff, Yeah. Because you're freestyling at 3 a.m. and yelling. Fucking Dan out there.
Fucking hacky sacking.
Back circles were insane. That was so much fun.
That was a good time. But like
what year is it?
That's a totally different experience doing that, like hanging out in front of a hotel versus going to like this house where it's just everybody's there. There's like 30, 40 people in this house.
Massive house party.
Everybody flies. Yeah, everybody flies. Everybody drinks. Everybody smokes. Like everybody's just having a good time. So it was definitely a different vibe. But then I've heard that Whooptopia can even beat that out.
Oh,
because I've heard Whooptopia is like
tops it.
That's
I'd
like
say
prime,
it tops it. last year was my favorite Whooptopia year of all time, mostly because of Mikey. I'd say it's actually like 90% because of Mikey.
Yeah.
He just crushed it, man. Like, I don't know. Would wake up in the morning and just to the smell of sausage and bacon and eggs and just like, oh my God. And you get home and it's just like, hey, you hungry, man? Like, can I make you anything? Like,
that's
like,
so cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's
fuck
nuts.
yeah, dude. Like, oh my God. It was, yeah.
First
Got
year
so
in 4
spoiled.
years, I missed Whooptopia, and they get a private chef.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
It was
Hit
insane.
them up any time of the day for some food.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Right.
So cool.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
There were a couple nights too where he would like offer to make me a drink, and I'm like, sure, I'll take one of those. And then like, I'll just disappear into the crowd, and then he would show up. He would somehow find me like 5 minutes later and be like, here you go, man. Like,
Man's good at his job,
Pops up
man.
out of nowhere. What the fuck?
yeah, I'm like, whoa, shit, I forgot. Thanks, bro. Like,
What a dude.
yeah, he was the man, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, I keep hearing Whooptopia would be like the tops. That's like where I would
Pinnacle. Yeah.
So when I went to TWO and I saw how fun it was, I was like, "There's no shot that Whooptopia is better than this." But if you're saying it is, I mean, I'll take your word for it. You've been there, I haven't. I'm gonna have to go to,
man.
I'm gonna have to go
love
to
it out there.
Whooptopia too. Then I guess
Yeah.
I gotta try.
2026, I'm back at Whooptopia. I ain't missing any more after 2025. So 2026, we need to be out there. We need to be out there, heads.
I'm playing for it. That's
Hell
early. It's the
yeah.
beginning of the year, right? Is that January?
It is. Yeah, it's January
Martin Luther
20th.
King weekend.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, consider it done. I'm gonna do my best to get there.
Yep. And I'll actually have that holiday off with work now, so you got to take time for
Oh,
it. There you
score.
go.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
I get all the cool holidays off now. Oh man.
Nightwing, what's it like? What's it like working for Jesse? Be honest.
It's a blast. It's a wild. It's a roller coaster.
Is it
That's what it
chaotic?
really is. It's chaotic, but it's just like constant project to constant new idea to constant this, constant that, and
Yeah.
it's just like I love it because like I'm pretty ADD and like I don't know. I feel like I'm bad for Jesse in a little bit of the way, like because we kind of feed off of each other's just like distractions.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll just go down these holes of just like, oh shit, like I think of this, and then it'll make him think of this, and then it'll make him think of this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh fuck, what were we doing? Like, oh yeah, we got to do that right now, man. Like,
That's the
so
best. That's how the best
exciting,
stuff
though.
comes
It's
out, man.
so much fun, man. It's just like it's always a new experience every day, and
Yeah, he
it's
seems
been
like
my favorite job.
a very
like,
adventurous.
by far.
He's an adventurous kind of person, but you seem the same
Oh
way.
yeah,
So it seems
And,
like you
yeah,
two
I
feed
don't know,
off each
we
other a
just-
lot.
yeah. Got some cats joining me.
Yours or are you? Where are you?
I'm at my house. This is Bagheera.
Bagheera.
And then this one right here is Aslan. And they've just been chilling. They've just been chilling, you know?
Yeah, I think mine are upstairs.
I can't do cats.
Yeah.
Way too allergic.
You a dog person?
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
gotcha.
Yeah, I got a big ass dog.
Hell yeah.
It's a big old mutt.
Denali's right here, too. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, there he is.
yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Just poked his head up right quick.
It's a party.
Hell yeah.
So when you travel, who takes care of all your aminals?
I have a caretaker. Well, not really a caretaker. She's just a friend, Kayla, who comes over and she watches the cats. And then my buddy Jason will watch Denali sometimes. My dad will watch him, and then if all else fails, I'll board him.
Oh, okay.
But,
it sounds like you got some support.
I got some options before. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
which
That's
is nice.
good to have.
I always hate having to board him. You know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Never feels good.
Yeah, no, dude, that's your best friend. I'll put him with some stranger.
Yeah. Right.
Have to be around
But I
strange
don't know,
dogs all day.
He always loves it. Like every time I drive over towards the kennel and everything, his tail starts wagging. He stands up in the car. He's just like, "Oh, I get to go play with dogs for like 3 days straight." Like, okay, bye,
I see all
Dad.
my buddies.
Yeah, right. Have you ever thought about bringing them to a race?
I brought him to like Woodstopia. I brought him out to Woodstopia. And I brought him out to a couple of the other big outdoor drone races. He's just not really the best around new people, and especially big crowds. He gets a little
nervous,
a little scared. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I definitely, it would be awesome to be able to bring him out there, but I don't know. We'll see.
So you're 2 feet into this FPV thing. You're all the way in. What's like the end goal for you? What would you want to see happen out of FPV, if anything? For you,
I'd say there are 2 paths that I'm looking at right now. Path number 1 would be more like the cinematography style.
So
out in California, out in California is when I got my 107, and I did that a little bit, just kind of as part-time work. Flew through a couple houses, chased some drift cars, but like nothing like, I think we flew through 3 houses and chased drift cars twice. So nothing big.
Yeah.
But, at least got a couple
jobs under your belt
shots for the portfolio. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. My main goal would be like to see drone racing kind of become more of a mainstream thing.
Yeah.
And really to see like all the STEM programs in the schools really pick up. Because my dream job would be to coach drone racing in some way and just like work with a group of kids and then like potentially travel around to different events or whatever and be like, okay, like these guys, they might be a little bit faster, but like we got this. Just gotta stay confident. I don't even know what I would tell them.
Yeah,
but like,
just coach. Yeah, coach shit.
That's the dream,
Yeah.
It's just like, and just like being able to hang out with the kids again, because that's honestly what I miss a lot.
I mean, that's the future of this hobby. They're picking this shit up so fast, dude.
Dude, they're so good.
It's crazy. Seeing all them young guys that were at the Colorado race at TWO was nuts.
Oh, right. Yeah. All the Neo's creation crew. Yeah.
Yeah, them some real young kids, man, but they were hauling ass out there.
They were ripping. Hell yeah. A lot of potential.
Looking forward to that, yeah. The potential that they have. Sorry,
now, I was going to say, have you guys, like, talked to any schools around there or anything else? I saw somebody post on Facebook the other day about trying to get some kind of drone team or something started at his high school, and Jesse had commented and said to DM him. So I didn't know if you guys were talking to any schools out there, because
I have mentioned this interest to Jesse, and he's all about it. And like he told me about this company called Drones in Schools that kind of has some sort of curriculum and STEM program. And then also my buddy Jay Rice works for Rocket Drones. I don't know if you guys have seen Rocket Drones.
I don't know.
But that's another like STEM program that seems to be taking off like pretty significantly recently. Been seeing a lot more posts about rocket drones. And yeah, it just seems like a some sort of school program where they teach you to fly and then eventually race, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just kind of
keep it open ended.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely don't want to lock yourself into a path with FPV because there's so much to do.
There's so many things to do. Yeah.
Yep.
That's always been a dream of mine. My wife's a teacher. She teaches elementary school. And so when I started flying and I got better at it, she had mentioned, she was like, you should really do like assemblies where you would travel around to different schools and fly tiny whoops indoors and bring like a couple laptops and let them fly on a simulator, like that kind of thing. And I always thought that would be awesome. I always thought it was a great idea. I'm fine with like teaching. I'm not great with like writing out curriculum, but that's like that's her strong point because like she's already, you know, like that's just kind of her job already. So that's always been a dream for me too. That's been kind of like end game. Is I've always wanted to do that. I just want to like travel around and do like assemblies. I thought it would be really cool.
Hell yeah, man! I support the hell out of that.
Well, here's the other thing too, because I know you're thinking, you're like, what school is gonna pay to have some guys come in and fly drones?
I know a school. The school that I used to coach at up in Idaho, they were like, it's a charter school that was funded by the community, and Sun Valley Ski Education Foundation was a nonprofit, and we used to host this, we would call it the Wild Game Dinner. A lot of the other coaches and everything would go out and hunt and then like bring back fresh meat and get it cooked up by like some really nice chefs in the valley and whatever, and then have this dinner where there was this auction, and at the end of the auction they would literally auction off a crisp $20 bill that was in a frame, and it would go for like $10,000. And it's just like these people are just willing to just throw money at this shit. So it's just look, give it to me, dude. Let's do something with this. Like,
stop buying stupid shit. Yeah, no, that's always been a dream, is to do that. And then my wife, when she first was talking to me about the idea, it's because she had at her school a group come in for an assembly, and it was 2 dudes brought a half pipe with them and BMX bikes, and
damn,
their whole lesson was on kinetic energy and gravity.
No way.
So they were like, check out this gnarly backflip. They're like, that's gravity. but she was like, they'll pay anybody to come in and teach them something. Like, you just got to try to tie it to education. And I was like, well, drones are super easy to tie to education. There's so much going on.
Oh, yeah.
And so many different facets of education go into it. It's not just like one area. So, yeah, that's always been an idea I've wanted to roll with. Other people should do it, too.
Yeah, no, they do
it
at Hopkins. Yeah, they do it at Hopkins. Doing all kinds of stuff, yeah.
It's good. I want to see more of it. I want to see this hobby grow.
Me too, man.
Bad.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're still in the beginning.
Oh,
I know,
absolutely.
man. Yeah, I feel so lucky that we got in when we did too. Just like on the way up, like when things are just starting to become more prevalent and people are starting to understand it more. Although I guess it does kind of suck, 'cause now we're getting like bad spotlight on some parts too.
Not some parts, but you know, I feel like that's just gonna happen. Like you can't avoid that.
Nah.
It's just
that's government money too. We're not fighting that
exactly. One. Yeah.
Excuse me. I have another question actually about racing that I've always wondered.
Yeah.
When you're preparing for a race, like you guys get to do the walkthrough usually like day of, right, of the track?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's your process for like going through and trying to like memorize a track? Do you have like a specific technique you would use for it, or do you just kind of like, I'm just going to try to remember what gate goes after the next one?
I usually remember like elements. So like usually when you see like 3 gates high or whatever, it's a ladder, and so there's certain ways that you hit the ladder. But then now AK's changing everything, and he's just like, oh no, just hit the top part and then go fly this part and then come back. So it's gotten a lot harder.
He likes segmenting the ladders up a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. But for the most part, like you can see an element and like the direction that you're coming towards the element and the way that you're leaving the element, and like I'll usually like condense that down to like basically one turn.
Okay.
And so it'll be like one quick maneuver, and then you got to straight away a little bit until the next section, and then that's the next like corner basically.
So that first complicated maneuver was like, that's turn 1 basically for you.
That's basically turn 1. And because like I don't know, everything with drones happens so fast compared to cars. Like I do a little bit of sim racing, and some of those corners, you're in that corner for like a second and a half, 2 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you'll fly through a hairpin on a drone in like a split second. It's just done. Yeah. And then you're into the next element, and then the next element, and the next element. And so it's just, you can't really think about like one turn the same way with a drone that you do a car.
Okay.
So I found that like the clusters of gates, you like kind of fly through, you'll figure out that line through there, and then figure out an exit and from there to the next.
I see.
Element, basically.
It makes a lot of sense. Somebody just asked me a similar question on stream a couple nights ago about like how do I keep track of where things are in like a new area that I'm freestyling, and I said basically the same thing. Is I tie a trick to it, basically. Like I know I can for sure do a power loop on that thing, so I know that thing is there. Like my power loop, it's over there. I know like that's where I keep. So you're saying the same thing. It's like that one turn is actually like some maneuvers through.
Exactly, yeah. It's multiple gates or whatever, yeah.
Okay, That's very interesting. These are questions that I wanted to ask you in Colorado, but there was too much shit going on. That last night we were all together in the Whoop House. I was so dead,
wild.
Dude. I was so dead. I was running on like no sleep. I was so dead.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I know everybody was. It was a lot of fun. But another thing I wanted to ask you about was that track, was the tinywhoop open track. What did you think of the uniqueness of it? I'll say, because it was nowhere near any other racetrack I've ever seen ever.
No. Absolutely, it was an adventure of a track. I'd consider it definitely more of an obstacle course, but definitely like it still had like super awesome, like open elements. I don't know. I loved the track.
You know what
personally.
It reminded me of is those old like Nickelodeon shows where the kids had to run through the obstacle
Oh
courses.
yeah,
Like
okay,
like Double Dare and shit. Was Double Dare one of them, I think? But yeah, where it just had like, it was like a fun house. It was like carnival shit that they had all over it. That's what it reminded me of. It was like that. Fucking awesome. You guys should have had the flow through a big nose at the end or something.
Oh yeah.
It
was definitely a track that screamed Jesse Perkins.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it did. All the lights everywhere and disco balls. It was crazy.
So now, do you prefer a kind of more obstacle coursey, like wild fun track like that, or more of like a serious, like Whooptopia?
That's really tough. I don't know. There's things I like and there's things I dislike about both tracks, you know?
Yeah.
And I like this, I don't know, especially when it comes to tiny whoop racing for me, I try not to take it too seriously. I find that when I do start taking it too seriously, that's when I start just like hating it and just like getting frustrated with myself and everything. So I don't know.
Not fun anymore.
Part of me, exactly. Yeah.
You say that. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry? Okay. Yeah. No, it's just the, I don't know. So being able to fly a track that like what Jesse created and everything was super fun and exciting and totally different. But then being able to fly a track like the Weebly Northeast track, that track is so the same and the laps were short enough so that you could really dial in that muscle memory. So like there are some elements that like you literally don't even look at, but you know it's going to be there and you know like how to like maneuver the drone to get there. So you just try it and it usually like works out. And so those tracks are super satisfying because you end up pulling off like, I don't know, stunts that you could not even imagine you would be possible of doing. Whereas on tracks like Jesse's, you really need to see each gate in as they go, as they go by.
Definitely.
It's a totally different approach. Yeah.
Exactly.
Even though he had the track like segmented, you know, like into areas.
Oh yeah, and that really helped too, because like that broke down like how I was telling you about how I think about each turn of the track or each element of the track. Like now I was able to break down into rooms, and then it's okay, you go into this room, and then you hit this, and then you hit this element, and then this element, and then you exit this room, and then so it's just And
for those who aren't aware of the track or what it looked like, every other class besides S tier, besides the tippy top racers, did one lap because you couldn't do more than that.
It's a long track. Yeah.
It was insane.
An insanely long track. And I think most people under S tier got like high 50s, low 1 minute plus times on one lap.
I think so. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That takes
a long
forever.
lap.
Oh yeah. And just the memorization of a track like that was crazy.
Sure.
Being able to split it up into rooms is, I don't know if that was all in one room.
You may have not have been aware of it. I was, but I was there. There was another guy that was racing there. It was his first race ever. His name's Mars. He lives in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
You met him. He was at the Whoop House a bunch. He got stuck under the same element of he got stuck under Nessie like 8 times. And I felt horrible for him because I included him in the documentary. I included like an interview with him.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And I was going through the DVR of all of his racing, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like he got stuck on that thing so many times.
Damn.
So when we were talking about like the different elements and how it was really unique, it made me think because you're like, it was so much fun because it's unique and it's different. And then I think of someone like him where like that's his first race, and he's like, "This fucking sucks. I hate racing."
This sucks.
Yeah, dude. Like, are all these tracks like this? This is awful. He just kept getting ate up by Nessie. It was really funny.
That's rough.
I felt bad for him, but it was still funny.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Mars.
Poor Mars.
Sorry, anyways.
Yeah, I wanted to say because you said you try not to take tiny whoops too serious, but I wanted to real quick. My first memory of you is I think it was 3 Whooptopias ago now.
Yeah.
And I remember you and Orange Stuff being at the main Whoop house, which neither one of you guys were staying at. And I remember I went to bed at like probably 2-3 in the morning. I had been flying with you guys for hours before that. I went to bed. I woke up at like 7-8 o'clock in the morning, and y'all motherfuckers were still up flying.
Oh yeah.
still up flying the house track. And I think this was on qualifying day.
I'm like, I'm not even sleeping, you know? Like, if I was taking it seriously, I'd be in bed by like 9:30.
No. For sure. I remember waking up and be like, God damn, these motherfuckers are still going at it.
Still getting it.
Wild, man.
Yeah, dude, that first year was so much fun. That was unbelievable. Because, like, that first Whooptopia, everybody flew angle mode still, you know?
Yeah,
and, like,
that's right. That was before the big switch.
Jay, Josh, and T-Dog were flying acro. And I remember Birds coming up to me because we were staying in the same house. And he was just like, just being real honest. He was just like, I don't know, guys. Like, I think the angle mode's still going to beat it. Like, I see how fast you guys can go, but, yeah, I don't know. It was just like, and we were all just like, just wait, bro. I don't care what you think. Just wait. You'll just see. Just wait. We all knew. Like,
yeah.
Because that was the big switch happened right after that.
That was the switch right then. Yeah. And it was
not
so
only
fun.
were you guys there, but that was the year that Leviathan was there.
And Evan
was there. Wordna was there. So it was
Was Wordna there?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if Wordna was at that first one.
It was Mr. Chouse was there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He was ripping. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So
and they were all flying acro.
Yep, all these super fast acro guys showed up, and then after that, it was like a fucking exodus away from angle.
Dude, people did not walk; they ran away from angle after that.
Hey, I held out for a while.
I
held out for a while. I held out for a whole nother year.
It was like you and Skittles were like, well, Skittles still flies the angle, right?
He's still sticking it out. I don't know.
Wild,
I wonder if we'll ever be able to give him a switch.
I don't know. He's still talking shit.
He still talks so much shit.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get smoked like a lot before he switches, because he still places in top tiers. He still gets up there.
Yeah.
He's usually like the only angle pilot in the top tier, but he's still doing it, man. Fuck it. I guess don't fix it ain't broken.
That's my main goal for New York this year. Is I want to embarrass the ever loving shit out of Skittles this year.
Dude, please
start putting in some time, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta start putting in some time, bro.
I gotta do it
significantly faster since I saw him first
he's
race,
so
man.
quick.
God dang, he improved a lot.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's quick, dude. Who's your like go-to for local racing? That's like you said custom, right? That's the one you're trying to beat.
Right now, I mean, I don't know. T-Dog's close, so I always try and beat T-Dog, but I don't know.
I feel like T-Dog's kind of like the generic, like everybody's trying to beat. Yeah, everybody's trying to beat T-Dog. But yeah, I know there's a lot of like close rivals for like guys that race in local groups a lot. Usually there's
honestly there's not
the pilots slightly faster
custom ever since Custom moved out here, he really like put the pressure on, because like before it wasn't too hard to win the local races or anything, unless T-Dog would show up, and then I would always just choke. But I don't know.
Is it the pressure there, or is it just?
I don't know. I think it's just trying to keep up with T-Dog, because like there's parts of me that know I can keep up with his pace, at least for certain parts of the track, and then there are certain parts of the track where I know he's faster, but I'll just try and stay with him no matter what.
Yeah.
And it just falls apart.
No, dude, fucking racing. If anything, I learned from watching the last two live races was it's never over until you're all in that. No.
Until you finish the race. Yep.
Yeah. Until you're in the crash box. That's it ain't over yet.
Drone racing. Anybody, you could get stuck next to last gate where you can't turtle out and watch all three of the other pilots.
Everybody just shoot.
Yep. There's nothing more heartbreaking than being stuck in a way where your camera can actually watch everybody go.
And watch it all happen. Yeah.
It's like,
that's the word.
Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, what's the biggest challenge for you when you're doing the live racing? Is you said you try to just go out there and do your race, but like I've also seen video of you like say that your typical thing is to pass out and then wake up right before you have to go race. So like it sounds like you're like kind of chill about racing. Like,
I'm kind of chill. I don't know. That's like me not taking it seriously, or at least trying to not take it seriously and convince myself that I'm not taking it seriously.
Just take a little power nap.
I don't know. Well, the power nap honestly came from Poland. I guess the first power nap happened at my first We Bleed Northeast champs. And Jace, Dan, Tasty, Curtis, and we all drank so much the night before. and I was so hungover going to the race. And Perry was driving, and I don't know if you've ever been in a car with Perry, but he's not the most defensive driver ever.
It's a good way to put it.
And anyways, he got me there lickety split, and I was struggling the entire way. But yeah, it was rough. And then I did my qualifying, and then I was so hungover and so tired that I literally just put my face down on the table, and Dan actually did too, and both of us like passed out with drones like ripping right past us, like while sports class was racing.
Race was this?
That was Weebly Northeast. It was at that one hobby track 2 years ago. Not this last one.
That was the only one I didn't go to, because it was at the first 2 years of the Northeast were at a indoor go-kart track.
That was at the Mall of America one, right? Or the whatever it was called? Not Mall of America. What's it
Destiny.
called? Destiny.
Destiny USA? Is that
okay.
Yeah.
No. That the go-kart track wasn't. The go-kart track was in Rentham, Massachusetts, just like 30 minutes outside of Boston.
Okay. What I thought Zotek had a go-kart track that was below? Where
there might have been a go-kart track in that Destiny, because that's where he had the Weebleed store.
There was some other track there. Maybe there was an RC track there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I might be wrong.
But I'm pretty sure the one you went to 2 years ago, that was in Maine, right?
That was in Maine. Yeah. We stayed at Mako's house.
Oh, yeah. She was at the first two that I went to.
It was so funny. Like, I forget her husband's name, but he was making pizzas at like 2 a.m, and we were just like getting him to like throw the dough as high as he could, and of course it just fucking fell on the floor.
Wait, was he like a legit like a legit chef? Was he like making pizza from scratch?
I don't know. He was crushing it. Yeah, he had dough like that he had like raised or something the day before or whatever, risen whatever.
Yeah,
and yeah.
Damn, some legit pizza. That's not bad.
It was good. It was good pizza. Even the floor was delicious.
Yeah. Right. No, I've met them a couple times. They're
great people.
Her and her husband. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All of the like New England crew.
Okay.
They're all great people. Like Jason.
Hell yeah, man.
All of them dudes are.
Oh yeah.
Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time meeting
them
in New York. They're all really good dudes. I had a ton of fun, man.
I just like the accents. All of
a bunch of Nassau's.
Right, dude, I love
it's fucking great.
Yeah, bro, they got the heavy Nassau accent.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Not one solid R in the group of them. Go to the bar. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I'm gonna run up and grab a beer. You're on autopilot with OG.
All right, we got this.
So if OG crashes, streams
I'll
all yours. Nightwing.
Everyone, I got this, bro. No worries.
There you go. Yeah. So you mentioned did you say the orange stuff is coming to the birthday race?
He will be at the birthday race.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna be.
Flying?
Oh yeah, no, I will never let that man quit. He thinks he can quit.
Yeah, I just realized I hadn't really seen anything out of him in a while, but that's good.
Yeah, he's been taking a little bit of a break, but yeah, he's definitely still in it. We flew on the sim the other night. We still hang out like almost every night on Discord.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so he's still flying.
What about Leviticus? Because he was part of
Lev. Yeah, I actually haven't spoken to Lev recently. As he's gotten older, he's gotten more into like kayaking and other things. I'm not sure what he's really doing, but he will be at the birthday race. I made sure of that. Good. Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So what's the expected pilot count for the birthday race right now?
Right now, I think we got 25 people signed up.
Oh, that's 20, yeah.
And we got people coming from, like, Dan's coming down from Seattle. Well, I guess with me from Colorado. Then there's another pilot from Colorado coming out. And yeah, we're gonna, I don't know, just open it up. Got a couple pilots from Reno that I used to fly with. My good friend Paulie. Haven't seen him in years, so I'm so excited to see him again and race with him again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's another dope thing about this hobby too, is just the friendships that you make with it and how you can go years without, because I went to New York last year, I hadn't seen any of you guys in over a year, and it was like we just hung out the day before. Yeah,
exactly. Hell yeah.
Yep, that's what when I describe going to these events to people, I'm like, it's people all different ages. We got teenagers and kids all the way up to 50s, 60s. We got all different races, backgrounds, political beliefs, everything else.
Everything,
no bullshit. Just everybody. We all got that common interest, and it just brings everybody together, and it's such a nice change.
Absolutely, dude.
Very humble groups of people that I met at all these races. Very humble people.
Yeah,
and that was one thing that I heard a lot about 5-inch racing. Was they were talking about that there is a lot of competitive spirit there, and that can lead to a lot of tension. There's a lot of like shit talking and all that. I also feel like 5-inch racing is fucking massive. Like there's just so many people that do it compared to tiny
compared to whoop racing.
But like whoop racing, dude, it's every single racer I've met so far. Like there's been a couple that you can tell like the pressure's getting to them at the current time when I'm talking to them, and you can see like they're a little high strung. But for the most part, dude, like talking to Rec and you were like the two people where I was like, I don't care what happened to them that day. You all always like greet them with a smile and laugh and like, oh no shit, like you both are just so chipper and also so easy to talk to.
And
nice.
Pork chop.
It was a lot of fun.
Pork chop was the third.
Pork chop's
awesome.
Dude, that was the first time I met that guy. And I've never seen anybody smile more. I was like, holy shit, dude! Like.
He was like the actual embodiment,
dude.
The embodiment of a Canadian, just like super polite and happy about everything, dude.
Seriously, man. Yeah, he was so cool.
Yeah, because really laid back guy. Polite. Edoc's polite, but he's fucking snarky.
He is, though. I love that about him.
I love him, dude.
Yeah, I love that about him. He's so much fun to talk to.
Tell it straight, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you need that sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so why are you an idiot? It's like, Edoc, how do I do this? You don't be dumb.
Stop being stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rex says he'd be flipping his lid. My ass, dude. I'd pay money to see that. No, I had a great time in New York talking with all you guys. And again, with you in Colorado. But we'll do it again. We'll do it again very soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very, very soon. We've been going for almost 2 hours, and I'd love to give Chad a chance to ask you some questions if they have
absolutely.
any.
Yeah. Feel free.
So we'll open it up to you guys. Feel free to drop questions in chat. I'll pin them. We'll ask them. If you don't have any questions, no worries either. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a chance to do so. So what's the next big thing for you as far as FPVs concerned?
Nightwing, I guess birthday race. The preseason, tinywhoop preseason West Coast Championship. Yeah.
Okay. And then as far as content, what's the next big thing? Going to be filming the trip. You said, right?
Going to be definitely going to be filming the trip. And Custom and I made another 5-in-1 build video that we're going to be releasing. Custom and I have been talking about like creating our own channel and posting like some sort of vlog or I don't even know what.
You should.
But I mean, we film it all. Like we film a lot. Like that's my big barrier that I run into is just like I'll film everything. I'll kind of plan out a story even, and then I'll like put it onto the computer, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Like that's it.
My work is done.
Does that sound familiar, heads?
It's kind of turned into this little ongoing joke where like we'll be filming like a vlog or whatever, and we'll just like spill the beans and be like, but you're never gonna see it. Like,
bro, that's been an ongoing joke between me and Heads for like 4 years now.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he's had some great adventures at races, but you're never gonna fucking know about them.
You're never gonna hear about it. Yeah.
It's just it's such a daunting, like
it's
a vlog.
So weird.
It's so daunting.
It is, yeah, and it's just like for me, the hardest part is like I already lived that experience, and like I don't know. I want to relive it, but like not in that way of like.
Who does all of tinywhoop's editing?
Honestly, Jesse.
Jesse does it. No shit.
Yeah,
wow.
He's been insane. Like he'll be like staying up all night, pulling all nighters, making sure that videos get out.
He's got a baby.
Like, it's crazy, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing Race Cow?
I am doing Race Scout. Yep, I got my video. I've just been, trying to play a little strategic.
Okay. Laser track one time.
kind of waiting.
He's not sharing that. That's not public information.
I don't know. I actually haven't edited the video, so.
Let's go with the privileged information one. That one sounds cooler.
Yeah.
We have not addressed this, Rec. That's a good question, though. What inspired the pilot handle, Nightwing?
Actually, yeah, that's a funny story. There's this old show on Disney Channel called The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one episode where Zach got like addicted to this online video game. And from my memory, I thought that his character's name in the video game was Darko Nightwing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, that's perfect. And so honestly, when I first started racing, I was way more into flying drones. I was way more into RC cars. And all my friends called me Budman instead of Rudman. Yeah. And so that was just my first FPV name was actually RC Budman. And nice. And then after I think it was like only a couple months, I switched it over to Nightwing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it honestly came from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, of a name that I thought they came up with. I had honestly never heard of the DC character Nightwing until...
Did it turn out that wasn't a name they came up with, or that was
Yeah,
the name?
It wasn't the name. I don't even remember the name.
Oh,
I went back and looked it up and was like, oh, fuck, I completely screwed that up.
Hey, man, it works.
I was like, hey, it works.
Yeah, whatever. It's a cool name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, you got to stick with it. Yeah.
That's a good one. What is your opinion on the slide obstacles at TWO?
That's the one I was just reading.
The slide.
We did talk about the TWO track, but not the slide in particular.
Yeah, it was rough I don't know.
You had some clean slides.
I loved it.
You had maybe one of the cleanest ones.
I figured it out, but like I will never tell Dan this, but he can hear this here. He told me like, you got to turn off air mode. Where the fuck are you disarming on the slide? Don't ever disarm down the slide. That's the stupidest thing. And I was like, fine, fuck you. Like I'm never gonna turn off air mode. I always fly with air mode. Fuck you. Blah blah blah. Finally turned off air mode, and then I started lacing the slide. I was like,
nice.
I'm gonna tell him. Never tell him.
Nope. Your secret's safe. I'm editing this out of the final.
Delete the VOD. Delete the VOD.
He'll never know. Do you thumb or... I'm sorry, go ahead. Are you going on with the slide?
No. Go ahead. That's I was
moving on to the next question. Was going to be, do you thumb or do you pinch?
I started out thumbing originally because it came from just playing Xbox all the time. I feel like most people probably start out just thumbing.
Yep.
But then I started watching Mr. Steel and was like, oh, he's pinching. And then started watching all these like videos between the difference of thumbing and pinching and blah, blah, blah. And people arguing this and arguing that. And I was like, I'm just going to try it. And I switched to like the hybrid pinch. So my thumbs are still on top, but like I kind of like have the guide pointer fingers.
Yeah.
They don't really like sit in any specific position on the stick, but they're just kind of there to...
Yeah, they kind of like hook the front of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's definitely been like the most successful way for me to hold the radio and fly.
So a bit hybrid, eh?
Also, what rate is that? TX16 back there?
I have actually a few different radios. This is the TX16 that I normally fly all the big races at. I've recently kind of switched flying my tinywhoop onto the Boxer, mostly just for the portability, but they honestly, the Boxer and the TX16 feel pretty similar to me now. And then I recently got a Crush, a Radiomaster Crush.
Hell yeah.
Pocket Crush.
Those colors are so sweet.
Yeah. It's
sick. Yeah, I love this color. But this has just been so nice because Custom and I have been going out onto the town and doing some gorilla whooping. And we have this tiny little bag. I'm actually going to show you guys right now.
Yeah, do it up.
Got this little bag right here. Custom printed
holy shit.
Sweet little name
very
for
little
me.
Bag.
Yeah, super small, but everything can actually fit in here, and it opens on the side. So like when it's over your shoulder,
sick.
It just kind of like sits in front of you right here.
That's cool.
And then I got my goggles. There's a charger down there, and then I can throw a fleet box with all my tiny whoops right there.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
And then right up here, I don't even have to take the sticks off the radio.
Oh yeah,
and it'll just sit
right in there. That's perfect.
That's
and so the best thing about this is like you don't ever have to take your bag off and put it down. You know, to set up your flying. Yeah, you can just kind of spin it around, get everything going, put your drone down, fly, and then just like walk away as soon as you're done.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's a nice little go bag. Where'd you get that bag?
Exactly. It's just a camera sling bag off Amazon.
Oh, okay, it's a camera bag. Damn, that's smart. Yeah. I like a camera bag. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you use Expo? And if so, what are your values?
I use 0 Expo. I actually fly pretty linear rates compared to a lot of people. Orange Stuff was the one who turned me on to this, actually. He saw me flying the normal 533 rates, 0.8, 0.7. Yeah. And he was just like, just try keeping the same like max rate, but like make that line less curved and less elbowy. And it honestly helped me so much. I was able to like really make fine adjustments, especially in like sweeper turns where like there's just gate and constant turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you keep them the same across for racing and freestyle, or do you switch it up for freestyle?
I do, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I tried switching on my 5-inch drone. I actually fly slightly higher rates for freestyle, but yeah, it's all got the same curve. So.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. That's something I recently did, is just I switched all of my freestyle stuff to the same rates I race with, and now everything's the same across the board. And I feel like
it feels so much better. Yeah.
Yep.
When is FPV going to be used in RC racing and drifting, and why ain't it a thing yet?
That's a great question. Not too into the drift scene, but I have seen some drift videos out there with the RC drifting, and it looks dope.
I don't
know if you guys ever have an opportunity to chase an RC drift car with a tinywhoop. It feels almost exactly the same as chasing a real drift car with 5-inch.
We've seen some videos people have submitted for the Saturday night show of them chasing little mini drift cars.
It is a blast.
Really and really I will say, as far as, because I'm super into drifting.
Cool.
I think without head tracking, FPV on drifting is not really viable, because if you're looking straight ahead, especially if you're trying to tandem or whatever, if you can't look sideways and kind of see where, a little bit where you're going, you're not really gonna. I don't know. Although I have thought about the what is it called, the fat pinch, the super wide angle pinch camera.
Yeah, that might be.
I've thought about that for something on like a drift car.
I always thought
like, definitely see your blind spots with the fat pinch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was thinking if you just kind of set your camera up so that your steering servo is mixed with your camera servo, that might work. So like wherever the tires are pointed, the camera's pointing that way. So like when you are sliding sideways, like you'll be looking up. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're making adjustments in the middle of a slide and your camera's just constantly going like this.
Peter, are you down to meet me, Jesse, for gorilla whooping with custom immediately after the interview?
Damn straight.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it. I'm jealous.
Answered. I know, right? Way to rub it in, Jesse.
Bro, send us some plane tickets. Me and Heads are on the way. Scrolling. Where can I get that bag? We answered that. It was Amazon. It is a photography bag. Need to get one for myself. Chad is asking for a link for the bag. We might need to link the bag.
Okay. I don't know. We are going to be trying to make this product eventually, but I have no idea when it's going to happen. So
okay. Well,
if you guys want to kind of create your own thing or whatever, feel free. If you guys have any other ideas, let me know. Yeah,
because Amazon's not going to send it with a little personalized note from Nightwing or Custom.
No way, man.
Yeah.
Casper Skull's got his Air 5-in-1 today from tinywhoop. Very nice. Did Nightwing send it to you?
I don't know if I did.
Did he pack
Custom's been packing a lot of the orders.
Yeah, I was going to say Custom packed my 5-in-1.
Yeah. Custom's been crushing recently.
Yeah, he on the note it said Nightwing's sleeping in the back being lazy, so I had to take care of it.
Told him not to sell me out.
Brandon Beans says that they do indoor RC drift racing in Chico, and whoops are welcome. If you're
Chico, Brandon, you're in Chico?
He is.
That's right. You're close to Orange Stuff, I think.
He is. He's also close to Anioki.
He should come to the West Coast Championship on October 12th. Saturday.
There you go, Brandon.
Down in Sacramento.
Mark it on your calendar.
It's going to be a blast.
Mark it on your calendar. Cannonball Run Time. We've had quarters.
Oh, is that Is that Porky Chop? Is that Pork Chop?
No.
Is Pork Chop in? Oh, it's different.
Porky Chop and Pork Chop, I think, are two different people. I think we went over this before, maybe.
Yeah, the Y is significant, I guess.
I also don't know if Pork Chop was just Pork Chop or if he was Pork Chop FPV. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It'd be in the video. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
Brandon's asking, where is it?
It's in a warehouse, Mad Mark's warehouse. I can find you on Facebook, and I'll tell you, or I'll post it in the Discord. Yeah, that's what I'll do. There's a link to the multi-GP sign up.
Okay, cool.
But it's in the Sacramento multi-GP chapter on multi-GP. But I don't know the exact address.
Okay. Casper Skull is
gonna.
Whoa, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Brandon said he's gonna DM you.
Perfect.
Boom.
That works.
And boom. All right. I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we're all clear, man. Is there anything you wanted to bring up? Anything you wanted to pitch? You got anything new coming that you want everybody to know about?
Not really.
You got new motors that are on the way. We'll keep an eye out for those. Yep. Got some motors working on 0702s, 0802s.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to trying out those freestyle motors.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to pick them apart and be very bitchy about it.
You better.
No,
expect nothing less.
I need to get on a project with all you guys, though. If you're a traveler, you need to scoot your way over to the East Coast sometime, and we'll meet up with you sometime.
I need to make my way out there. I got a couple friends that have been meaning to, like outside of the FPV community, that I've been meaning to go visit. So
yeah, dude, let us know if you're ever up around this way.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man, we'll do.
We always got you on places to fly.
Sweet.
Yeah, we need to plan something out.
Well,
hell yeah, that would be a blast.
To the rest of you, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this sit down with Nightwing. Hope you learned something about him. Nightwing, big ups to you, brother. Thank you so much.
Yes,
for
thank you.
coming
Hell yeah.
and giving us your time. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This will be uploaded over on the Spotify if you want to check that out. If you just want to listen to it and lock your phone, you can do it that way, or you can watch it on YouTube. It'll be here as well. Make sure to check out Nightwing's YouTube channel. You can find that down below in the description. Doesn't post often, but when he does, it's worth watching. I went through and watched a lot of his videos today. So go ahead and give him a gander over there. Otherwise, keep an eye out for him on the racetrack or at your tinywhoop order, your nearest
or
tinywhoop
the tinywhoop YouTube channel as well.
Absolutely.
Well. His own channel.
Oh, yeah.
His own channel or the tinywhoop channel.
Yep.
All right, well, big ups, everybody. Thank you all so much. Much love. We will be back tomorrow night for our Saturday night show where we'll be watching your videos. So come on by for that. Thank you again, Nightwing, and we will holler at you guys on the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Later,
Peace.
everyone.